I have to figure out a better transition for that. Hey guys, welcome to Book Club. We're doing James Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I have some friends with me here today, part of our book club. Thank you guys so much for being here. I was trying to do this fancy little entrance, and it just abruptly threw me up on the screen. I forgot that it does that, so that went out the window.
Yep.
But yeah, well, one doesn't think so. Well, that's an echo. Mute my other stream.
I've talked to StreamYard about creating a fade button, but haven't heard anything back. So,
wretched people, get on this. Get on the ball. Get back to Russ.
I thought she was talking about us, Tina.
No, I would never do that. Oh gosh, no, I would do that. So welcome to Book Club. We have Russ from What in the World with Russ over here, and Miss Gina, Classy Disney Mom, in the chats. Thank you guys so much for joining. Today we're going to be doing chapters.
Don't get all choked up about it.
They were just that beautiful. We're going to be talking chapters 15, 16, and 17, and I had to write that down because I've read too far ahead. I've stopped, so you guys are almost caught up to me, and I'll probably have to go back and reread them again. I had to do a refresher today with these 3 chapters, so I think I'm good. All right, let's get to chat. I was saying something and I lost my train of thought, but that's all right because we're going to chat. Annie Coog, and welcome in. Good to see you. She says, all right, guys, my kids are all home on a snow day. Let's keep this PG, LOL. Hopefully I can find my earbuds after I finish making lunch. So here's the deal. There's action in these chapters. It's just not that kind of action. So it's a little reprieve from the...
It's the pew pew kind of action, not the bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah, exactly. No bow chicka bow. Wow wows, whatever. Russ, welcome in again. And Disinfinity Daniel. William, England, Portugal, welcome in. And I think I'm all caught up on chat. Of course, there's going to be someone that invades right when I start my stream. Mm-hmm. So, chapter 15, we are headed into... Okay, thank you. Title of chapter 15 is called The Heat Increases. Yep. So, we left off last week with this guy, an intruder, who came in, and he looks pretty roughed up. And we're questioning his health. Is he dead or alive right now? His status. Bond is in talking to Blofeld, who we think is Blofeld, the Count, and in walks the gods with this guy. And
hey, Danny.
Hey, Danny, welcome in. And I can't see chat right now, so because I'm looking at the book. And there goes my phone. Hold on 1 second. Go away, potential spam. Thank you. So chapter 15 starts off with Bond saying that it is Sean Campbell, who is Station Z, or Z, as they call it in England, has been told nothing about Bond's mission. So he's there on his own accord. We're pretty sure he knows nothing about what Bond is doing. It's probably trailing the Russian who had been buying supplies. I think Bond's probably sweating in his boots right now, whatever the heck he's wearing, his tan sweater. And that's what he says. He was no doubt following Captain Boris. Yeah. So the man, the guard says that his name is Campbell. And at the sound of his name, the man on the ground stirred. So there's life in him. He's still alive. And we now have proof. He looks around the room and he sees Bond. And when his eyes lit on the familiar face of Bond, he looked astonished. Then, as if the life buoy had been thrown to him, he said hoarsely, "Thank God, James. Tell him it's me. Tell him I'm from Universal Export in Zurich." And James Bond just looks at him. And he wants no part of this because he's trying to play his own role. He doesn't want his cover to be blown.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's safe to say it's been blown.
That's, to me, like, that, you know, when he says that, I just picture him standing there like, really? You know?
Yeah. Like, dude. Because that's what I would have been like. And, you know, if this guy is an agent, he should be smart enough to not call out Bond. But I think in that moment of desperation,
oh, yeah,
he wanted, you know, that salvation,
oh, yeah.
or was hoping for it at least. But
yeah, he was thinking more about himself than he was the mission. So
right. Hold on one second. Okay, thank you.
Of course, you know, he's already been trying to build up to get Blofeld's on Blofeld's side,
right?
And now it's just out the window.
Exactly. So this certainly did not help to make matters any better. So
yeah.
I'm going to do a split screen on my computer screen so I can look at this and see you guys at the same time.
We can't make faces at you.
Nope, because I can see you now. And I
guess we still could. But.
Well, yeah, if you dare.
Gina was.
I'm sorry. I don't believe that for a second. Oh gosh! All right.
I'm a teacher, so technically I have eyes in the back of my head.
So she knows what's up. Seriously. All right.
Hey,
so
hey John, welcome in.
And I should probably scrolled all the way down to. I'm at the bottom. Oh my goodness. Okay, Tracy said he just got home. So,
I'll pop on here in a bit.
Okay, Russ. So Blofeld at this point, I just wanted to type to Tracy. Could you type to him? Never mind, I'll message him. If and when you are ready. I mean, I don't want him to be wiped out.
No. I'm sure he'll jump on here in a little bit.
Okay, back to the screen. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for the dead air, the long pauses.
I was just going to say he basically covers, like, Blofeld kind of looks at him and he's like,
do you know?
What do does this guy know you? You know?
And he plays Mickey the Dunce. He's like,
yeah,
I don't know the guy from Adam, pretty much.
Well, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that he says, well, I've heard that Universal Exports before.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, this sounds familiar. And because Blofeld knows that, and he even explains that, you know, they've used Universal Exports too long and it's the cover's for them.
Exactly.
And everybody knows that Universal Exports is actually MI6 or you know, Secret Service. Mm-hmm. And but yeah, he plays it off. Well, I didn't even know we had Secret Service, you know, that kind of a thing. And so,
and the other thing is, this is weighing on his conscience because he knows by not acknowledging Campbell, it's sentencing his death.
Yeah, pretty much.
So and
but at the same time, this guy was an agent. He knows better.
Exactly. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say because I don't want to sound like I believe it. You know, he got what was coming to him because I don't want to think that. Bond says it in the book. It serves him right.
The level of professionalism compared from him to Bond.
Right.
You know, and obviously the reason why Bond is a 00 and why this guy is not.
Well, I was going to say, yeah. I mean, I think if you could tell that, you know, he's a real professional, because if someone had done that to me, I would have turned beet red because I
Yes.
usually do, and it would have been like, no,
Yeah.
I don't know him, and turning red, and it like he was just, but then he knew eventually that he had to get out. So
Well, I think he's a good enough actor that he's able to, because he even does. He pulls out a cigarette and lights a cigarette, and,
With a
as a
steady hand.
distraction
yeah,
for
And-
himself.
And I love that it notes that he keeps with a steady hand, because he knows that if he's shaky at all, forget about it. But I mean, and still, even that wasn't enough to make Blofeld think that this guy was who he was. It's still. So Blofeld says he's done for the day with meeting with Bond or Sir Hilary Bray, and dismisses him. And Bond knows at this point that he has to make tracks and get himself out of there, because he knows that he's in trouble.
Well, it says that he excuses himself, but then he lingers at the door to listen to see if Blofeld is calling to say, "Hey, take care of Bond."
Yeah.
And from there on, it starts. Okay, now I'm in evac mode.
Yeah.
I've got to get out of here. So
Yeah.
whether he thinks so or not, he's
Right.
he's gonna get out as soon as possible.
Well, and I like the line where it says, Bond surveyed his weapons. There were only his hands and his feet, his Gillette razor, and his wristwatch, a heavy Rolex Oyster Perpetual on-expanding metal bracelet. He's got limited resources. He came there unarmed. He is clean as a whistle, except for the razor and the Rolex. He knows that he's got to think quick and get himself on the move. Yeah.
We skipped over the fact that he also looked into the lab.
Oh, that's right.
He snuck over and poked his head in the lab.
He saw some things in the lab, right?
Well, just that there were some guys working, that it was all red, like red lights.
That's right.
But nothing that really says what they're doing.
Yeah. Okay. It says the bench. There was a bench that was littered with retorts and test tubes, and there were line upon line of test tubes and vials containing. Does it say vials? All this time I thought it was vials, like VIALS. Oh, that's how you spell it. Okay. Containing a cloudy liquid in racks against the far wall. 3 men in white with gauze pads over the bottoms of their faces and white surgical caps over their hair were at work, absorbed.
It sounds like they're doing some sort of chemical work.
Yeah.
They're working on some sort of or medications or something.
Right.
And then we also have hints that the girls are all doing. They're getting brainwashed for some sort of agricultural type thing.
Which
so
we're gonna find out later on too. So it's about 12:30 when Bond heard the doorknob being softly turned, and in comes Ruby. And again, she's like this to him, and they go into the bathroom, and she says, "You're in trouble."
Right.
What have you been doing? So she knows something's up. And then
welcome in, Jeffrey.
Nothing. What's up? Hey, Jeffrey. We've all been told that we mustn't talk to you unless Miss Bunt is there. Her knuckles went distractedly up to her teeth. Do you think they know about us? Like, I could just picture her doing this in her soft little voice with blonde hair.
Well, again, listening to David Tennant do it is just hilarious. So.
Oh my gosh, he is amazing. I love David Tennant so much. So much.
He's got a great accent.
Yeah, he does. He does. Okay, now who's... I have to... I'm keeping all my sounds on, because you never know who's going to try to call me or send a message. Okay, so Bond says no, they couldn't possibly know. And They talk about the business of surnames, and she said, talked to Violet last night. She seems awfully interested. So I think Bond wants to, I forget what this part is. So at this point, I think he's
like, because he knows he's basically burned, he still wants to get as much information as possible before he can leave. And the only thing that he can think of to get is the names of the girls, because he knows that they're involved somehow, or something will happen with them in the future. So he wants to know who all of these girls are so they can track them down.
Yep. And so I'm just skimming right ahead here.
Ruby basically gives him all the names.
Yeah. There is Elizabeth McKinnon. She's from Aberdeen. Beryl Morgan, somewhere in Hertfordshire. And we got Mr. Tracy, not Teresa. So she gives him all the names and he writes them down. And then he holds her tight and kisses her. And Ruby's concerned that if she's going to see him again. And he's like, of course, Yeah. So that's about as romantic as we get in these 3 chapters. Well, yeah, here it is. I keep forgetting I read ahead, and I need to stop thinking about the ahead thoughts. Okay, we also have Sock Puppet Tracy. Okay, so it tells her keep quiet. And then before dinner, Bond goes into the bathroom, rubs soap in his eyes, and tries to make it look like he's got some sort of like conjunctivitis type thing.
Yeah.
So that he can.
The snow blindness.
Yeah, because so when he gets to dinner, he says to Fräulein Bunt, could you would you be very kind? And she says, what? And she's, hi. And she says, can you hear us, Tracy? Okay. And she says she's very cold towards him. She knows that Blofeld's not happy, and he's just throwing caution to the wind at this point with his attitude. Asks her for some goggles, sort of conjunctivitis, wants a pair of goggles, and then he asks for a flask of schnapps.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it.
Well, he's kind of being rude to her because I think he's testing the waters. Like he's wanting to know whether or not they really are suspicious.
Yes.
But the body language of everyone also says that, they are. So.
Yeah. So.
All right. There's an echo going on, and I know it's not me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not me.
So who doesn't have headphones in? Hold on.
Gina and I don't.
I don't have.
Hold on.
Never me, but I'll put them in.
Wait, I'm going to. How the heck? Hold on, Russ. Wait, let me test. Let me mute you. Do we hear the echo?
Not now.
No.
Russ, we discovered the culprit.
Mommy.
It's usually never me, but okay.
Mommy.
I don't know who it was. It was probably. All I heard it was a bit of it. I'm gonna quit my job and move to Florida.
Yeah, I'm down with that one.
It started when I came on. I'm sorry. No,
you're fine. I don't hear anymore. We're good. So, all right. So, yeah. So it says combatively to her. And how is the poor chap who came in the cable car this morning? Starts up small talk, and she says he makes progress, and then she asks a little bit more, and the girls start questioning, and she's like, it's not up for conversation. She's very cold, and she's just very chop and block. It's not up for conversation. So, and end of the chapter concludes with him waiting. Everybody else leaves, except for the waiters clearing up. So he's alone in the restaurant, and that's exactly what he wants, because he gets up, he strolls over to the door, not on the outside pegs against the wall. The girls' indoor coats and skiing gloves hung in orderly row. The corridor was empty. Bond swept the largest pair of leather gauntlets that he could see off the peg where they hung, and stuffed them inside a sweater. Because he's looking for things to gear up, to be warm, because he knows he has to go skiing down those mountains. And so he heads on down the corridor. He finds the ski room, sees the guy is still at his desk, the ski guy, whatever he's doing, he's working at his workshop, his workbench, and he sees that there's skis that will probably fit him over by the door, and he makes not mental note, jeez Louise. He makes small talk with the guard, and then the chapter ends with he makes a quick guess at how much the bindings would need adjustment to fit his boots, and went off down the corridor back to his room. So thus ends chapter 15. So chapter 16, which is called Downhill Only. Now we're getting into he's I like that you said in chat Secret Agent Man, because that's exactly the song that was playing in my head this whole time.
Agent Man. Secret.
Yeah, so, and I love that. So, I think that's brilliant.
Welcome in, Francisco.
Hey, Francisco. Dad builds Chris. Welcome in. Chris couldn't join us today. He had to go do some stuff for his family.
I heard he was dyeing his hair black so everybody would stop calling him a redheaded ginger.
No, I don't think he would. I think he takes pride in that. I don't think he would have to do that. Maybe purple. Oh, actually, he did show me a picture. He has dyed his hair blue before. So, anyways. All right. Sorry. Totally off topic. All right. So, Bond says, let's see, where are we? Blofeld would undoubtedly have his man in Zurich and will be able to contact him on the radio to confirm if this guy was from Universal Exports, whatever the thing was called. And so he knows his time is limited. So, would he have the wits to cover up Bond? So if he's in the interrogation room, is he going to have the wits not to blow Bond's cover? And I'm going to guess no, because if he didn't have the wits back in Blofeld's office, he's not going to have the wits in the interrogation room. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't seem like the type. Oh, sorry, Chris. Was it really a secret? Well, now you might have to let the cat out of the bag, Chris. Sorry. Okay. So, well, he would be wise to assume that it was only a matter of hours and then that they would come for him. They wouldn't do it until after lights out because they don't want to cause a scene. They want to do it when everyone's in bed. Bond knows what's up. This is not his first time around the rodeo. So Bond had planned for just a little bit after lights out. He's going to make his, I can't even say run for it. It's kind of like he makes a ski for it.
Gonna make it escape. I'm going to go downhill. Hello, Francisco. That's fun to say. Francisco.
Did you skip over the invisible ink thing?
Oh shoot, that's right.
Yeah.
So no. I have that highlighted on the bottom. So I love this. Yeah, I know. You can't miss this part. So he says there are 100 secret inks, but there was only one available to Bond, the oldest one in his world, his own urine. So fun fact, urine shows up under a black light.
Sounds like Tina knows exactly what this happens.
Well, and here's why.
Tina, how many notes have you wrote in your own urine? That's all we want to know.
None. I know this because I used to watch the show called Hotel Impossible, and he would take his black light and go in to the hotels and the bathrooms, and you can see the urine stains all over the walls. Fun fact, guys, when you go, take a black light with you.
No,
when you stay at Disney.
No, don't.
Believe it or not, you don't want to take a black light, would you?
No,
if you had a black light, would you really stay there?
A black light and a huge thing of wipes, a Clorox or Lysol wipes, because it grosses me out. Just now that I know that this stuff exists, Monarch Moments, Garrett, welcome in. Now that I know that this stuff exists, I'm super creeped out about staying at hotels and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway,
you would never stay anywhere if you knew all that.
Well, that's quite true, and the amount of bed bugs that places have. But anyway,
so you have 3 kids. What about your own bathroom?
Listen, you raise a very good point. And I have a 5-year-old that nearly misses the toilet every time he goes, but that's a story for another time. Yeah, I don't watch him. I'm not going there. Never mind. There goes my train of thought. All right. So it says he went to the bathroom.
You invited me back. You told me to come in when I was ready.
Listen. It's not that I invite you back. You're a part of this. You just come in. You're beyond inviting at this point. You just click the link and insert yourself into the stream. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. So he goes into the bathroom. What must the televising eye think of his digestive system or digestive tracts? So with his pen, a clean nib, and his passport. I don't know what a nib is. I should click on that.
It's like the end of a pen.
Oh, yeah, that's the point. Okay.
The point of a pen.
Okay. So he sat down and proceeded to transcribe from the flimsy pieces of paper in his pocket onto the blank page of the passport the names and approximate locations of the country girls. The page was blank. It showed nothing. But when you stick it under the appropriate light or flame, I think it's a lighter, he said, because they didn't have black lights back then. When you stick it under a flame or hold it up to the flame, it'll show up. Yes, this is held in front of a flame. The writing could come up brown. So I have no more highlights on this page. What else? Let's see.
This whole chapter is when he's skiing down the hill, right?
Well, it's leading up to that.
It's leading up to it. Sorry, so now he's at dinner. So he's prepping in his room. Now he's at dinner. If I skipped over something, just remind me.
No, that was pretty much it.
Let's see. So no, it's his dinner was as ghastly as lunch. He's not at dinner.
Well, he went for a quick dinner and then went back to his room.
He went back to his room. Yeah, but I'm concentrated on getting plenty of whiskey and food under his belt. That's right. Okay. Mm-hmm. He made urbane conversation and pretended he didn't notice the chill in the air. Then he gave Ruby's foot one warm press under the table. Oh, sorry, I thought the lovey-dovey was over. I guess it's not. Excuse himself on the grounds of work and strolled with dignity out of the room. Excuse me. So he had changed for dinner, and he was relieved to find his ski clothes in the half-tidy heap in which he had left them. He went with utter normalcy about his work. And how boring, not how boring, but for me, this would be boring looking at someone else's genealogy. No, I can't say that. I love looking at genealogy. I really enjoy.
You're flip-flopping here on us, Tony.
I know. I am. Because I had to think about that for a minute. And I'm like, no, I don't think I want to say that because I love genealogy. So I don't think looking at someone else's genealogy would be boring. All the genealogy stuff in the Bible, I love reading that because it means something. It tells a story and.
From the beginning, he's always been like, well, I really, because he's not Sir Hillary and he could care less about any of this stuff. But
right.
Imagine you're sitting here having to basically kill time until lights out. And that's all you have to do is sit there and read about this guy's genealogy that you want to escape.
Right, because he also has the camera still on him, and he's supposed to be. This is supposed to be his job, so he has to look like he's doing his job.
And so he's sitting here, he's constantly worrying and thinking, okay, well, when are they coming for him?
Right.
When because he's got to be ready all the time, so he's on edge the rest of the night. I mean. Yep.
So about 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, then 10 o'clock finally rolls around, and Bond feels the excitement ball up inside of him like a cat's fur. He found that his hands were wet. He wiped them down the sides of his trousers. He got up, stretched, and went into the bathroom and made appropriate noises. I just realized I said that.
Appropriate noises. You know what that means, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he went to the bathroom. Right?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's... Thank you. So he retrieved his gloves, laid them on the bathroom floor, just inside the door. So he's getting ready. Oh, then he gets naked, of course, because you gotta get naked before you get dressed.
Because he sleeps naked.
Yeah.
Dum 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 dum.
That might need a different song though.
Oh. Wow, chicken, wow, wow.
Yeah. Okay. So he regularized. Oh, so he climbs in bed and pretends that he's going to sleep, and
Well, even talks about that he's like fake snoring.
fake snoring. Gives it another 10 minutes and then slides out of bed and dresses himself in his ski clothes, softly received his gloves, gets ready, and then he heads out.
Read Danny's question.
What did I just hear? Something about a black light and appropriate noises. Yeah. It's a good book, Danny. You should read it. So, Bond paused and ran over his equipment. So he's going through making sure he's got everything that he needs. He was all set, bent to the door, manipulated the lock with a little piece of plastic, praying that the televised eye had been closed down and would not see the light shining from the passage. Listened briefly and slipped out. So here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. There was a usual light from the reception room.
That's Mission Impossible.
That's Mission Impossible.
Why? It's the same concept. I know
no.
he's on a mission. He's trying to leave, right?
No.
Oh, that's right. That is more the Bond. Yeah.
That is Bond.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I just like the Mission Impossible song. And actually, I really don't. I am flip-flopping all over the place.
So flippy.
Like, wait a minute.
Gina doesn't know where you're coming from.
I don't know where I'm coming from. I like it. I don't like it. I don't do it. I do it. I don't know.
You can't mix up themes.
What do you mean I can't mix up themes? Of course I can mix up things.
That's why Jason doesn't know where to take you to dinner. Because you either want Chinese, you want
Wrong
pasta.
franchise. I don't know. Look, I'm lucky if I get my kids' names right.
Wrong
Okay?
continent.
That's true too. That is true. All right, so he gets down to the reception room, and he basically kills the receptionist.
Here's where he becomes Bond again.
Yeah. Now he's
He punched the guy in the jaw with his watch. He didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He just
he
knocked
had
him
no
out.
pulse.
No, he said he killed him,
Oh.
Yeah, he had no
no.
pulse. Checked his pulse.
and
Nada.
he was talking about in the last chapter about that if he had the chance to hit these guys, he
He'd
was
have turned
going to
them
hit
on.
them.
Yeah, that's right. I meant to highlight that too, and I completely forgot about that.
and knowing the things that I know, you can do that. There is possible. So,
Yeah, that's true. That is true. All right, so the telephone starts to ring at the reception desk.
Yep.
Oh, crud. Bond picks it up, holds the handkerchief across his mouth, and talks into it in the language, whatever. I don't know how he understands it. Must have learned it, but you can pretty much pick up Zen Minutin or whatever. And so 10 minutes. So then he gets off the phone. He says, thank God he had answered. They were coming for him in 10 minutes.
Yep.
He's in trouble. So he leaves for the ski room, unlocked, goes in, grabs the skis, throws the...
Well,
go ahead.
He has to get the keys.
Gets the keys.
That's how he gets in the ski room, and how
That's
he gets
right.
outside.
And then he tosses the keys outside. He gets outside. He lays everything in the snow, tosses the keys somewhere.
Mhm.
And I can only imagine, like, I would be sitting there snickering, like, try to find your keys now. And straps on the skis, finally gets them, and starts heading down the diamond. What's it?
Actually, he doesn't want to go down to
Okay.
Black Diamond.
No.
No, he goes down like the main line following the cable car.
He goes down like
Which-
Diamond Dust. That's where I got the diamond from.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
which I think is the red diamond one that he's on, because
Yeah.
it kind of goes back and forth.
Because there's one of the slopes that's inoperable, I think, or it goes off a cliff or something.
Well, no, the Black Diamond was closed because of avalanche warnings.
The avalanche.
No.
That's what it was.
So he
Yeah.
starts down the red line, the red diamond path, which
Right.
is a more generic path, more easier path. Not that I'm a skier. It's just everybody knows what a black diamond is,
Yeah.
or a double black diamond. It's just
Right.
like the more dangerous of the two.
Mhm.
So he's going down the red diamond course, and he's trying to stay on that path.
Yeah.
Until.
Well, but then he also comments that he's going too slow.
Correct.
Right.
And because he's not used to skiing, like, he's not skied in so long, and he's not used to the equipment, and
Well, and I love this part because in a moment he actually forgot danger, and in the joy of speed technique and the mastery of snow, it's like he's like a kid in a candy store. That's what I picture, like the excitement that he's the thrill of the rush, I guess, right?
The description of it, Fleming does a good job of describing the scene of him, because he does decide, okay, well, in order to speed up, I'm going to go ahead and jump this cliff to get down a little further. And when he does that, he gets confident again, and he starts to enjoy himself and all of that. But then we see the flares.
Oh, Tina McNeil's chat stopped. Yeah, it froze for a while, and now it's back. Yeah, because no one was chatting. So Jason says it's okay that the skis are 6 inches apart. What does that mean? What are you talking about? That's my husband, for those that don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was just because of his style. I think that was one of the lines in there, is that he's basically skiing with his legs kind of far apart.
He didn't have perfect style.
He didn't have to have yeah, okay.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You tell her, Flipper.
Tracy said, you tell her, Flipper. Okay, so Bond took it at speed, felt his skis leave the ground at the crest of it, jabbed into the snow with his left stick and an extra lever, and threw his skis and his right shoulder and his hip around to the left. He landed in a spray of snow at a dead halt. He was delighted with himself. I love that. I had that highlighted because I don't know why. I just pictured this in my head, and it's like, yeah.
Well, and he takes a second to look back.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's escaped, and then all of a sudden,
fireworks go off. There's grenades now coming down. The cable car's going. It's active as anything. And he's like,
they have a grenade launcher on the gondola.
On the gondola, yeah. So he's thinking, getting these S turns. Gets back in the move. And let's see, I have more highlighted. At the same time, the cables high above heads begin to sing. They were setting the cable cars down after him. Skipping down, something landed with a tremendous crack amidst a fountain of snow to his right, another to his left. So, yeah, the grenades are coming. And it ends with, he must get away from the line of fire from the blasted railway. Feverishly, he thought, that left-hand flag. I must do the traverse now. I don't even know what a traverse is. Does anybody know what a traverse is?
I don't know. Ask Flipper.
He's got to go from one trail to the other,
which means
there's probably trees or stuff in the way, and he's got to traverse the rock. Because they even talk about he's kind of going over the rocks and stuff.
Yeah. So it says he took a vague bearing across the precipitous slope. Oh, good grief! And flung himself down it. Charcuterie, my word! I can actually say it now. It like flows off my tongue like butter, so I can say it now. Does anyone have any thoughts on the?
I heard it. Not butter, but butter.
Butter.
Does anyone have any thoughts on the last 2 chapters before we move on to the last chapter of this episode?
No, it's good. What I liked about the last 2 chapters was it.
That's shushing though. He's do you see everything shaking? He came in exactly. He's demonstrating for me.
Turn the camera, Tina, so we can see.
I wish I could. I'd not.
Oh, he would totally run away. Run away!
He already did. He flew the coop. So all right, yeah. Thoughts?
It's Bond. It's Bond. I liked it. It. Now we see Bond. We don't see his. We're getting into Bond. Mm-hmm. It's getting exciting.
Right.
Yeah,
I haven't skied in like 20 years, but when they were describing that scene, it's like my heart was like, like, oh, he's skiing straight down like that and all that. And I mean, like I said, it's been a long time. And all I could think of was just that part, I think, has been the most like exciting, so far. Because, there's a lot of action and stuff. So, and I'm thinking if he crashes, and then when he was describing his skis, because they are so heavy, like you don't think about the skis are heavy when you're skiing. And then when you take them off, you feel like you're, I don't know, like you're so, but I think I like that part, one of my favorite parts of that chapter. I mean, not that he was in trouble, but,
I mean,
well, it's the first time we have action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a skier, but I remember ice skating. After you've ice skated for a while and you get off and your feet are like, ooh, it's like or roller skating or whatever, and it's just weird after.
Yeah. I've never skied. Jason skied, but I've never skied, and so I'm going by what I've seen by watching like Winter Olympics and or skiing competitions and stuff, or what I've seen in movies. But I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what kind of a thrill it is. I haven't a clue. So I'm literally living vicariously through Bond right now. And the writing is absolutely amazing because it really gives you the feel of what it's like. And it's, at least I'm assuming as someone who's never skied before, but I really enjoy this. I really like this a lot. And the writing, I do have to say, like, Fleming's writing is like, I mean, I've read other books that are good, but his writing is just the way he words things and the words that he, his choice of expounding on, scenes and whatnot. It's really captivating.
He's great at keeping your attention.
Yes.
And again, he was a war correspondent, so he knows how to report and keep your attention and keep you wanting to read more. So he's good at that. So
excellent. All right, we're ready to move on to the last chapter of this show, chapter 17.
Which I like the name of this chapter,
Bloody Snow. Which you gotta wonder, okay, what's gonna happen now? So,
which could mean like blood in the snow, or it could mean like that bloody snow. Kind of both.
Yep. So Jason says, I like how they showed Bond was a real person who almost wasn't going to make it down the mountain. It did feel like Mission Impossible at this point. Thank you very much. Hence the song, Justified.
Nothing like a Mission Impossible.
He watches that show religiously and drives me nuts, and I think that's why. Like, I used to love the song, and now I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Does he watch the show or does he watch the movies?
The show. The
show is better. Getting off topic.
I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea. But he's on, I don't know, what season are you on now? 3, 4, 5? I don't know. 7? I don't know. He watches them.
Had Leonard Nimoy in it before he was Spock.
Yeah. Yep. He's really good too. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the show. Although, never mind. We'll talk about that. That's another topic.
Let's say we're off topic.
Yeah. All right. Chapter. She's on season 5 on the CBS app. So now. So it says this chapter starts off with, it was tricky, undulating ground. The magnesium flares had sailed lower, and they were ugly patches of black shadow, any of which might have been a small ravine. Bond had to check at all of them, and each time the sharp Christie reminded him of his legs and ankles. But he got across without a fall and pulled up at the flag, panting. He looked back. The gondola had stopped. They had telephone communication with the top and bottom stations, but why had it stopped? As if in answer, blue flames fluttered gaily from the forward cabin. So they're shooting at him from the cabin down below, right? But Bond heard no bullets. The gondola would be swaying on its cable. But then high above him, from somewhere near the first flags on the shoulder, came more rapid fire from 2 points of the snow. and the snow kicked up daintily around him. So yeah, they're firing at him, pew pew pew, and there's like I got the full visual in my head with this too. It's like whoosh, whoosh, the snow's like, I love it.
Well, and those last two are two guys on the trail. They caught up with him.
Yeah. Jason, can you bring me iced tea, please?
All right. So Jason says that Leonard Nimoy started after Star Trek. So
yeah,
he's still in it.
Yeah.
And welcome in, Amanda.
Hey Amanda, good to see you. Let's see. All right, so where are we now?
I think Glenn's here too. I didn't know if we saw.
Oh, Glenn, that's right. I'm so sorry. Welcome in. Glenn again. He says I didn't know that dolphins could type. Yeah, they use their flippers. But never mind.
But they're really flippant.
Really flippers. Okay, so this is all pretty much describing. So he sees the last flag. It had been black. He was on. Now he's on the black run.
Right.
Time to panic.
Yeah.
He watched Tracy. Go ahead. Hey Tim Pruitt, welcome in.
Yeah. Now he realizes that he's out in the black, and he has to remember why the black diamond was closed.
Yep. Yeah, Tim, if you want to come in and finish up the last chapter with us, feel free. So, all right. So then he says those word I'm not going to say chose to fire off 3 more flares, followed by a stream of miscellaneous rockets, then burst prettily among the stars. Of course, bright idea. So they're lighting up the sky. Thank you. They're lighting up the sky because they want to try to find him, right? Is that what's happening? Am I right? Okay.
Well, and then he also mentions the fact that and then this is the first time we hear this, that it's actually Christmas Eve. And so he thinks that, well, maybe they're also shooting off like rockets and fireworks to make the town think that they're just shooting off and having a party,
doing a
having fireworks, and for Christmas.
Right.
So part of it's trying to hit him, and then the other parts are trying to light up the mountain. Part of it's trying to
hey Tim.
make the town think get a distraction. So
yeah. I love this. So he says so. He's saying all this, but of course it was
Tim.
Christmas Eve.
Tim, silence your YouTube.
Yeah.
Is his YouTube going?
Yeah, I can hear myself.
Can you hear us,
Of course,
Tim?
hear the dog too.
That's my dog. My husband just got home, so he's like,
Oh, that's your dog?
yeah, it's my dog.
Wait, I didn't think Tim had dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sees them coming in, so that's why he's doing that.
You're fine.
Okay.
It happens.
All right. So, I love this line. It says, "But of course, it was Christmas Eve. God rest you, merry gentlemen. Let nothing you dismay." It's like,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. So, he's still going down the mountain. Then from high above, he heard the most dreaded of all sounds in the high Alps, that rending boom crack, the last trump, avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
So the ground shook violently under Bond's skis, and the swelling rumble came down to him like noise of express train roaring through 100 tunnels. Now he had really had it. I love this. I love the way this is worded. Sorry, I could read this, literally could just read to you guys because I absolutely love it. I'll stop myself. All right, someone else. Anyone have any thoughts? I'm running the show here. What's someone else?
No, that's fine. I'm usually talking too much anyway.
I don't mind that. You guys help carry the show.
No, I like this. I like the action out of this, and the thought process behind him coming down. And now that this, he's got this avalanche chasing him down. So he has to figure out how he's going to either A, survive the avalanche,
right, and
2, get out. So he, if he is buried with the avalanche, it's game over. It's done.
Right. So
well, he's scanning. He's trying to figure out, okay, what's my out from here.
Yep.
And he decides.
Go ahead.
He decides to go left, basically, and fight Pete to try and outrun it to the side rather than straight down.
Right. No, it says the Christie came off. What's the Christie on the ski? Is that like a certain clasp or something like that? Or
I think so. It's
I don't know.
whatever keeps it tight.
okay. So the right ski straddled a root of sapling, and he felt himself flying through space. So ski got caught, and he goes flying forward. Right. All the wind knocked out of him. Now he was done for. Not enough strength to get his hands to his ankles. A tremendous buffet of wind hit him, and a small snowstorm covered him. The ground shook wildly, and a deep crashing roar filled his ears, and then it had passed him and given way to slow, heavy rumble. So this is where Bond stood. It was now silent and peaceful, except for the machine gun fire crackling of the trees that they went down in the wood that had finally protected him.
Yep.
Peaceful, yeah. So
just a little machine gun fire. Everything else is cool.
Yeah, it's a little pew pew. He got to his feet, rather lightheaded, but with wonderful glow of the enzyme in his stomach. Started on the last mile, finishing shush across the meadows to the right, away from the still hurtling river of snow. Blast! There was a fence across the bottom of the meadows.
I think you skipped over the fact
part?
that he after he heard the shots still being fired, he still stops and he takes a drink of his schnapps.
Oh yeah,
and gives a Christmas toast.
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Oh,
but then takes off. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Anything else? And if I miss anything, just because I'm trying to get through this because we're coming up on 5 minutes here.
Well, he's down towards the bottom now.
Yep.
And he sees the car and the railway station, and then they start shooting at him from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees the train coming.
So this is like an actual train on tracks, right?
Yeah.
No. It's the train that runs down the road.
Okay, I meant is it are they calling the gondola a train, or is it like a train is what I meant?
No, this is a train because it's a railway station.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
You know the ones that go choo choo.
Really? I didn't realize that's what they said.
Unless you're Thomas the Tank Engine.
That's true. All right. So on the other side of the rails, the railway embankment dropped into the road of Pontresina to Semadin. I say that. I need David Tennant in my ear, prepping me for this. The junction for St. Moritz, perhaps 2 miles down the valley. So another shot kicked up from the snow in front of him. That was 6 that had gone. With any luck, the man's pistol was empty. Excuse me.
And this is the guy from the car, not the guys behind him. This is a guy in the car who's shooting at him.
So he's being followed. There are guys behind him. Mm-hmm. And so it says, a man had gotten out of the black car and was crouching, aiming at him. Bond jinked and jinked again as fire boomed from the man's hand. Now Bond was on top of him. He thrust hard with the rapier point of a ski stick and felt it go through the clothing.
Yeah.
So another one bites the dust. Man gave a scream and went down. So the guy now only yards behind him yelled something.
And again, just picturing this, it's like he's still moving.
Yeah.
He basically jumps the car, stabs the guy with his pole, and keeps going.
Yeah.
So it's that, he's not stopping.
Right. Flash across the parking place, headed straight at the mound of the embankment. And as he dug both of his sticks in to get his skis off the ground and hurled himself forward into the air. So I'm picturing complete airborne.
Mm-hmm. How'd that sound again?
It went.
Just checking.
Then he crashed into the icy road, tried to stop, failed, fetched up in an almighty skid against the hard snow wall on the other side. There came a terrible scream from behind him, a loud splinter of wood, and the screech of the train's brakes being applied. Guide gets hit by train.
Splat.
Yep.
I don't think the guy won.
No. Train 1, guy 0.
Well, now,
Well, and
if
Go
you
ahead, Tracy.
read the description of the train has the snowplow on the front, but it also has a fan on the front of the train to blow extra snow away from the front of the train.
Yeah.
So what really, other than the fact that the man got ran over by a train, he got hit by the fan motor in front of the train. So it's kind of like, like when Syndrome went through the jet propulsion because his cape got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Well, I'm
Syndrome.
picturing
Incredibles. We'll go back to
Incredibles.
Oh.
I'm picturing the guy from Indiana Jones, and the plane fight, and the propeller comes around. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, that's good. Have you ever seen
But it
one
was
of
in.
those
I think
blowers?
it's in.
Those snow blowers on the front of a train, like you're talking about? Those things are huge, and they would
Yeah.
just chew you up and spit you out big time.
Mhm.
I'm not going to call it a snowblower. Me and the snowblowers, we just don't get along.
Well, I was thinking about you, Tracy, when I said that, and I was thinking you wouldn't want to stick your hand in that one.
No, I don't think I would either.
Yeah. All right. So,
But again, I think it's interesting. This is all part of Bond's plan. Like to me, after he took his drink, he's looking down the mountain. All right, here's my plan. And the split second, I'm going to race this train. These guys are going to come behind me. I'm going to take this guy out of this car, and then I'm going to get away, and they're going to get blocked or hit by the train. That's his plan.
Yep.
I don't know if he saw the train coming in, or if I'm not mistaken, I think it wasn't until like the last minute when he seen that the train was coming. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
I know he decided to use it in his plan. So
yeah.
Sometimes luck.
So the spray from the snow fan had now reached Bond, turned pink. Bond wiped some of it from his face and looked at it. His stomach turned. The man had tried to follow him, had been too late, and had missed his jump, and had been caught by the murderous blades of the snow fan. Mincemeat, he says. Oh, not. Someone call Hannibal Lecter for cleanup. Let's see. Ooh. All right, so he's now gray-faced, lunging automation, somehow stayed upright at the 2 miles of treacherous words that I can't pronounce. Basically, he carries on, and the slender campanile of the village church was floodlit, and there was a great warm lake of light on the left, and the twinkling group of houses. So he's reached somewhat civilization, sort of, or he sees it at least.
Well, he's skiing down the road, because he even mentions that he almost gets hit by a car.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, he's just trying to get to the town, to get to people, and get to a crowd so he can blend in and escape.
I love this line. It says, Bond skis hit a pile of horse dung from someone's merrymaker sleigh. He lurched drunkenly into the snow wall of the road and righted himself, cursing feebly.
Yeah.
So he's trying to pull himself together. And I'm going to go on to how many pages are left, because it's not long.
Well, the ending is funny to me.
The ending is funny. So he unlatches his key, so he finds a Christmas Eve ball. There's people around, and he gets a ticket. He takes his skis off and his equipment, and he hides it under this thing, whatever it's called.
He hides it under a car.
Yeah. He gets a ticket and he goes in, and he's he's drunk, he's beat up, he's exhausted. So he goes in, he tries to blend in. Let's see. Hours later, he felt his show, so he falls asleep at the table. Then everyone says last dance. He falls asleep, and then he feels himself being shaken. On the rink, sir, please. All onto the rink for the grand finale. Only a minute to go. A man in purple and gold uniform was standing beside him, looking down impatiently. He says, go away, tries to shake him off. On the other side, someone else was trying to get a hold of his free hand. And then there came a diversion. From right across the rink, a girl in a short black black skating skirt, topped by a shocking pink fur-lined parka, sped like an arrow across the ice and came to a crash stop in front of Bond. Bond felt the ice particles hit his legs. He looked up. It was a face he had recognized. Those brilliant blue eyes, the look of authority now subdued beneath golden sunburn, and a brilliant smile of excitement. Who in the HE double hockey sticks? The girl slipped in beside him, seized his right hand in her left, joined up to her right. James? It was a thrilling whisper. Oh, James, it's me, Tracy.
Teresa.
What's the matter? What's the matter with
Teresa.
you? Where have you come from? Tracy?
Call her Teresa.
Said Bond dully.
Call her Teresa, or I'm
Tracy,
leaving.
hold on to me. I'm in bad shape. Tell you later. Then Auld Lang Syne began, and everyone swung, linked hands in unison to the music. Wimp. All right, so that's the end of the chapter. I was so excited when I read this part. I was like, oh, it's her. She's back. Yay. So next week we're going to find out what happens next. Of course, I already know because I read ahead and
And you cheated.
But I'm going to reread them again because I have to do a refresher. I really enjoyed reading parts of the book to you guys, and I apologize if it's annoying or if it's too much. I know it's 4:04 right now. Carlos Disney World Freak is live, and I gotta go hop on over there. But I really enjoyed this. I did like these 3 chapters, and I'm enjoying this book. So, any last thoughts? And let's talk about your channels. We'll go around the horn. We'll start with Russ.
I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing for Saturday yet. I am going to be on with you tomorrow, but I'll let you talk about that. And then, for Saturday, I'm thinking that I'm going to be live from Disney, but still trying to wait to see as far as it. We're kind of playing it by ear because there's other people involved. So, but yeah, just keep an eye out. So.
Sounds good. And Gina, I know you don't have a YouTube channel, but do you have anything that you want to promote?
Not really. I mean, I'm on a lot of, I like the live streams. I love Resort TV1 and Marie and Chris and Meg. I've been loving the crafts and stuff. So, yeah.
Sweet. All right, Tracy, how about you?
Just not wasting time on Thursday. I have to figure out what I'm doing, but I'll figure it out.
You can come craft with us tomorrow if you'd like.
I don't know. I've been pretty burnt out, and I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow.
Yeah, I figured. Well, I always like to extend the offer anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So. All right, Tim, how about you?
Well, I'm hoping to be on Saturday morning again with my coffee show, but I have an appointment with the dentist tomorrow, and he's going to be mean to me, so I'll have to wait and see how things feel by then. Yeah, absolutely. He's taking out a couple of teeth, so depends on how I feel, but
ouch.
I will let people know.
Ouch, ouch.
Yeah, not looking forward to it. Getting old is not for wimps.
We'll be praying for you. My daughter, who's 10 years old, she's got some cavities. She comes in crying at night. I don't want to go to the dentist. My teeth, I have cavities. And I'm like, I don't even have an appointment for you scheduled just yet. And you're crying already. Like,
I sympathize.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, tomorrow, 5:00 on my channel, Wednesday, whatever. I want to bring attention to the links that I have in the description. As you can see, I have all of Pete McDevitt's information and fundraisers that are going on right now. For those that don't know, Pete's a very good friend of ours, and he recently had to have his other leg amputated, and those medical bills can get pretty costly. So we're wanting to do something for Pete. Because we love Pete and he means the world to us. And so there's links in the description. I'm doing my own fundraiser. I have links to my photography site for my landscape photos. And I have a link to my Etsy shop, which has all of my crafting stuff that I do. If you go to either of those links, whatever you purchase from now until the end of February is going to go towards Pete. All the proceeds will go to Pete. And so underneath that, you can see that there's a GoFundMe for him as well that Walt from Mouse Talk is set up. And that stream that he's going to be doing is on February 21st. He's going to ride Tower of Terror. So all the information is in the description, including Pete's channel. Go on and check him out. Tomorrow's stream is going to be Crafting Disney, and I'm going to have friends on with me. And basically, some of us are going to be donating their items. I don't know if everyone will be, but I know some have already said they want to donate their items. And so I will have all that information of who's joining us up probably by tonight or tomorrow morning. So everyone go check out Carlos, Disney World Freak, who's on right now. And I will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for Wednesday, whateverness. Don't forget to think of a wonderful...
Did you also want to mention Pete's Friday stream?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes and no. I was gonna.
You can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow.
Okay, that's fine.
To be determined, to be announced, I should say. So think of a wonderful thought, any merry little thought. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.